Okay, next ones. Remember I said there's 5 levers that we can pull to influence our glucose levels. And those are our food, our sleep, our stress, our exercise, and our supplements. So let's talk about sleep for a minute. If you have too short of a sleep cycle, like if you're sleeping less than 6 hours at night, it actually is harmful for your glucose response. Your body needs a long enough sleep cycle to be able to return to that really good baseline on your glucose level. And I saw this on nights where I couldn't get 7 hours of sleep. 7 to 9 is like the perfect window. On nights that I couldn't get that, my morning glucose level and my baseline for the day after was higher than it was on other days. So I would have a nice baseline. If I got my 7 to 9 hours of sleep, I would wake with a nice low morning glucose level. And for non-diabetics, we want that to be between 70 and 95-ish. And so, because remember, I'm not diabetic. And so none of this is medical advice. This is me understanding my body. But on mornings when I didn't get enough sleep, my morning glucose level would be 100 or 103 sometimes, because it's actually stressful for your body to not have a long enough sleep. Now, that being said, we also want to be able to have good quality sleep. So I'll share with you 4 things that improved my sleep and my baseline glucose levels. One of those was I take a good quality magnesium supplement before I go to bed, because magnesium is very relaxing for your body. It's also imperative for some people for their blood pressure. For me, I was having blood pressure spikes I didn't know why, because I am a CrossFit enthusiast. I go to CrossFit every day. I work out really hard. I watch what I eat, and I wasn't losing weight, but my blood pressure was spiking. And I found out that I was low in magnesium and potassium. And so when I started taking magnesium and potassium supplements, my blood pressure returned to normal, which was fantastic. But I also found that taking those supplements at night helped my resting glucose levels. But 2 other things did as well. One is I take the Amare Sleep Plus, and I'll put a link for that if you want to look at that in my bio as well. Because the Sleep Plus, it actually has been scientifically proven to help your body have one more REM cycle of sleep in the same amount of sleep time. So you actually are having a more regenerative sleep when you take that supplement before you go to bed. And then one other thing that I used was like chamomile tea before you go to sleep, just the herbal chamomile tea, just to relax the body and get it ready for sleep. Okay, number 54 here, I have to add this one to the sleep one. When you sleep actually will improve or cause harm to your glucose response as well. The best time for our body to sleep is between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. So you can sleep a little bit more on either side of that, but sleeping in that window is actually really good for your body and your body's ability to handle this whole cycle. And the 4th one for my sleep was I cut out caffeine. I made sure that I wasn't taking caffeine during the day, because caffeine by itself gets a whole line on my journal here, because caffeine actually makes your body have more of a jagged glucose response. So what do I mean by that? I mean that, so if I eat something that normally has a very low glycemic response in my body, like say chia pudding. Chia pudding has become one of my favorites because it's high fiber, it's low carbs, it's got some great fats in it, no sugars. I don't add sugar to it, but I also add cinnamon, because cinnamon is a supplement, but it's a food that helps your body manage your glucose levels. But if I eat that chia pudding after I've had caffeine, I actually would have a jagged response to it. My glucose would rise, instead of rising 15 to 20 points, it would rise 30, 35 points just because I had caffeine. Well, that also influences your sleep later in the evening. So cutting out the caffeine helped my sleep, also helped my glucose responses. So the ones that I'm still maintaining are the magnesium and the Sleep Plus before I go to sleep. Works wonders for the next day's glucose response.